Hi, this is my video for Paul McWhorter's Pico W lesson number 13, which is controlling an RGB LED with 3 potentiometers. We'll have a look at my board first of all. This is the breadboard kit that Brian made me buy, and there you can see I've got 3 potentiometers, red, green and blue. I've got my RGB LED, and I'm also using 2 buttons there, 2 buttons. I'm using long loopy wires because with this breadboard kit, most of the connections are either male to female or female to female, so I can't use the nice little neat wires that I got in a kit that Paul recommended. I mean, I've got some of the neat wires up there, but only to go up to ground, which incidentally I'm using analog ground for the 3 potentiometers because it's there. I don't really know whether it makes any difference, but I've got the RGB LED ground going to normal ground. The analog ground is physical pin 33, and then button 1, which is that one, I'm using that to save the colours, and button 2 to print the colour dictionary. Right, I need to turn out the lights so I'll put my little lighty bulb thing on it. So hopefully you'll be able to see, but I won't be able to see what I'm doing. But you can't have everything. Right, I will demonstrate the program first. So we'll run it. Right, turn all pots fully to the left and press enter. So that one's to the left, that one's to the left, and that one's to the left. Press enter. Now it's just telling you to press button 1 to save the colour, button 2 to display the colours. Let's see what colours we've got in our dictionary. Right, you can see there, that's just an empty dictionary, no colours. So we will try turning up the red. That's red to maximum. So I will now press button 1, colour name, red. And now if we look at the dictionary, we have red with 25500. Hurrah! Right, we'll then turn up blue. Now that looks like a lovely magenta to me. If I put my hand behind it, it looks a bit magenta-y. And we will press button 1 to save. Colour name. If I spell it wrong, it's because I can't see my keyboard. Magenta. Right. Quick check of the dictionary. Right, we've got red 25500, magenta 2550255. Hurrah! Now we'll turn red right down. Right, that's blue. That's better. Putting that behind, you can actually see it's blue. We'll save that colour, so we'll press button 2, colour name, green. Okay, now we look at the dictionary. Right, we have no. I pressed button number 1 again by mistake. Right, button number 2, magenta 2550255, red 25500, green. I just saved green as blue. No, I saved blue as green. Right, so if I save it again, right, colour name, I will call it the right colour, blue. Look at the dictionary. Right, blue's okay, but green is wrong. So if we turn blue right off, turn green up like that. Now we'll try saving that. Colour name. It really is green this time. Right. Now if we look at the dictionary by pressing button 2, magenta's fine, blue's fine, red's fine, and green's fine. Now the reason why you can overwrite it as opposed to adding another green is because I'm using a dictionary rather than a list. If I was using a list, I'd now have 2 entries, one with green, which would be incorrect, and then green, another entry green, that would be the correct one. But as I'm using a dictionary, if you put in the same key again, it just overwrites the values for it. So that's good. Now, if we will try turning red right up, and if we turn green, green down, 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 that looks quite a good orange to me. So we'll press button 1 to save, and it doesn't matter whether you do it uppercase or lowercase, it will always save it as lowercase. So we will press button 2 to see what's going on, and there we have, oh, I didn't turn, oh no I did, it shouldn't have been right down, hardly any green at all to make that orange colour. What shall we do now? Right, if we turn red right down and green right up and blue right up, that looks, well, no, it's because it's on my hand, that looks a very nice cyan to me. So we will press to save and cyan. We'll look at the dictionary. Right, we've now got magenta, that's right, orange, that's right, cyan, that's right, blue, that's right, red and green. Okay, we've had enough of all this. So now, if you press Control C, if you've written any colours to your dictionary, it will save it out to file, but if you haven't written any colours out to the dictionary, it won't bother to save it. And if you just go up here and click stop, it won't be saving anything anyway. So we will go Control C, writing out dictionary to colour dict, and the program's finished. I'll just turn on the light so I can read my code. So let's have a look at my code, if anyone's interested. Right, I'm using Pico 0 because I can. Now I've imported JSON. That's because when you're saving, reading or writing a file, if you're writing anything like a dictionary into it, the normal read and write won't work. You have to use JSON. Right, then I'm defining the pin numbers for my 3 pots, my RGB, and then my save button, which is button 21, and the dictionary button 20, and that's my file name. Right, we will go down here. Now it says here, start with an empty dictionary. So that is just defining my empty dictionary. And then I've got 3 functions here. One is just saying print the instructions. And then that's saving the colour to the dictionary. And then you print the instructions. And then this is just printing the contents of the dictionary and the instructions. This is where I turn all 3 pots fully down, and then I multiply to get the minimum value that it actually registers, and then I'm multiplying it by a factor of 1.7. I played about with that. When I put it as 1.5, it kind of might flicker a bit, so I didn't like that. So this is where we come to the first bit. First of all, I print out the instructions, just in case I can't remember what I'm doing. And then this, if the value of each pot is less than or equal to the value that I've said is kind of what it displays as 0, I set it to 0, and I've done that for all 3 pots. This isn't my usual way of coding. I normally would put the 3 values into an array and then have a nice little loop there, because I hate writing the same code, you know, once, twice, 3 times. But I left it like that because I thought it'd be easier for people to understand. Now, once I've done that, I just set the colour of the RGB to the integer value of the adjusted red value, the adjusted green value, and the adjusted blue value, all multiplied by 255. Now that is because if you're using Pico 0, the values that you have for the pot and the values that you have for the RGB are from 0 to 1. But if you do, you can use the 255 notation, which is what I'm doing. So I'm actually taking that number there, int red edge, of that is a number between 0 and 1 multiplied by 255, and the same with green and the same with blue. Incidentally, I didn't do any adjustment because up here, when I said turn all 3 pots fully to the left and press enter to get the minimum, I didn't bother with a maximum because most potentiometers can display the maximum as 1 in the case of this without any problems. Anyway, I digress. Right, now I've got save button when released equals save color. And you think, ooh, what on earth is that? Now, if you look up save color, it's a function that is save color with 2 brackets. And normally when you call it, you would have to go save color with the 2 brackets. But it's a strange thing. If you do that with the 2 brackets, it will actually return false, because I haven't got any return function from the save color thing. So what this is doing is save button when released, and it's setting up some kind of I don't know how to explain. It's saying, right, when you release the button, you run that function, and the same when you press the dict button when released, you do the print dict button. And I can assure you, if you put 2 brackets, open and close bracket, open and close bracket, if you're using when released, it will do it every single time, and you think, oh, you don't want that. Or if you're using when pressed, it won't do it at all. So that's what you do. Right, so when I press Control C, if RGB colors, that is saying it's true if there are any entries in the dictionary. So I just print out, writing out dictionary to the dict file, and then if you go with open as opposed to just writing the file, it will clear up after itself. After it drops through the little bit of code there, the indented code, it will close everything nicely. And if you haven't added any colours, it just prints out the message and it hasn't written out a file. Now you're saying, what good is that? So I've written another little program, and this is to read in the file to see whether it works. So I'm using Pico 0 with RGB LED. I'm not using the pots or anything, or the buttons. So I've just got the defining the RGB, 000 is off. I'm turning the colour off to begin with, and there's a file name. So I just open the file that I just wrote in the other program, and I'm assigning that is my colour dictionary, and then I'm reading it from the file. This is a proper program. It's just a loop. It says colour. It's asking for the colour or question mark for the colour dictionary, and if you've just entered white space or just pressed enter, it will go back up there and prompt you again. And if you put a question mark, it will print out the colours in the dictionary and it will go back up here. Otherwise, it sets the colour of the RGB to the values in the dictionary that you've set for that colour name. And that bit there, the comma off, means that if you have entered an invalid colour that isn't in your dictionary, it will just turn it off. I have got no error checking. I just wanted to make it really simple. So here we go. Run the program, enter a colour required. Well, we'll live dangerously and not bother to check what's in there. We'll go red. Red! Hurrah! Oh, I'll turn out the light actually. That might help. Yep, that's red. We'll go green. Yep. Blue. Yellow. Oh, could have sworn I put yellow in my dictionary. Right, we'll go question mark and enter, and magenta, red, green, blue, cyan. Oh, didn't put yellow. Oh well, we'll put in orange, and it's orange. You can't add any colours to this, that it is just how it is. Press Ctrl C, turns it out, quits the program, and that's it. Only I can't see how to turn off the recording.